J Fry just sent something.
Oh, I thought that was me going live. By the way, we're live. Let's go check and see what J Fry had to say. I'm not going to make this a formal thing. It's just a thing.
Fry's coming on in just a second.
Okay. So we're trying to get to the nature, and this is an ongoing conversation about what makes semi-auto as far as how firearms function. And the quick backstory is that somebody's mic has just been swallowed. The quick backstory is that semi-automatic firearms require a sear to stop the trigger mechanism from repeatedly firing. So there's a catch that stops the trigger mechanism from just remaining open when the trigger is pulled, requiring an individual pull of the trigger, or at least, no, I shouldn't say pull, an individual action on the trigger in order to fire a second round. So from that point of view, and that starting point, if you don't have a sear and you pull the trigger on your typical semi-automatic firearm, it becomes fully automatic because there's nothing to stop the action from cycling repeatedly based on the recoil and blowback from the rounds that are in the chamber. Are we pretty much on point with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I put in a hypothetical question saying, let's say you have some sort of screwy firearm that's 3 barrels. The rounds and the chamber for the rounds are all included in the barrels, separate from the firing mechanism. If you pull the trigger, pushing a firing pin forward, if those 3 barrels then rotate onto and off of the pin respectively, firing 3 rounds per trigger pull, is that semi-automatic or not? Because the action of the trigger pull cycled the mechanism in its capacity to fire those 3 rounds in the rotation of those barrels.
If it's firing all 3 barrels at once, I mean...
Well, it would be in rapid succession because they would have to rotate onto the pin. But that rotational...
Sorry, I'm late. This rash powder burns.
What's that?
Oh.
The rash powder burns?
Didn't see we were live. I apologize.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Where are we? Who was that against?
Oh, we're just, it's just theory and conjecture on what would make, like, does my theoretical 3-barrel on and off pin mechanism where you pull the trigger once and it spins the barrels, or the barrels are spinning and pulling the trigger results in 3 rounds being fired, but it's only 1 pull. Are those individual rounds in the individual barrels and chambers considered semi-automatic because they're only firing once per mechanism?
No, one trigger pull, 1 bullet.
Right, but if it's a 3-barrel setup and 1 trigger pull fires each barrel once,
that's 1 trigger pull, 3 bullets.
Right, yeah. But is it 3 separate guns, or is it 1 gun? Where is what defines the gunness of gun?
Well, there are double-barreled shotguns that have 2 triggers, and there are double-barrel shotguns that have 1 trigger.
That's true.
I don't know of any particular double-barrel shotgun that 1 trigger pull fires both barrels. Probably because that's illegal.
Yeah.
Anybody?
No, it's illegal.
The single trigger gun though is just, it has 2 stops on the single trigger pull. So theoretically you could pull hard enough and blow past both of them.
No.
There's no reset?
Basically, he's coming to the point of no sear disengagement or engagement. it basically just rotates, and it basically, I imagine it would work like a striker assembly.
Basically, yes, you have a lever that pushes the pin forward. But so is the gun in the pin that fires the round? Is the gun in the trigger that you pull, creating the action, or is the gun in the chamber where the bullet resides?
The gun is usually the receiver.
I'm gonna side with SIG and go with it's in the action, because that's a serialized part on the SIG.
Yep. But an AR is basically the whole entire lower receiver.
Which, dumbasses, is what you cut in half if you want to destroy a gun.
Yes. Not create an illegal SBR by sawing the barrel down.
Okay, so how does that account for different types of actions then?
As far as for like the type of action, like a pump or bolt or double or single.
Let's use my completely hypothetical and stupid. I'm going to admit it's stupid, but the 3-barrel solution where you basically have a trigger that's nothing more than a lever that pushes a pin forward, and then what you're doing is you're rotating the action and the barrels onto the pin as part of the action, but it's independent of the pulling of the trigger. The thing can be spinning for hours until you pull the trigger, but it's
a minigun.
Basically, in concept, yes, but I'm trying to simplify it down. Exactly. It's a piece of shit that's going to blow up in your face. But the question is...
Look, officer, I just want $100 for it. This is a buyback.
It's a piece of PVC on a block of wood that's got a 12-gauge shell in it, basically, and a nail.
I don't even know how that would function.
It's overly complicated to a point where it probably wouldn't function that well.
Wait, what was that? What was that gun used in Cyborg? With Jean-Claude Van Damme that had it had 6 barrels for extra lightness. I think
I have no idea.
It fired nails or some shit. It was like some kind of spear gun or something. I'm gonna look it up, see if it's an actual gun.
Not seen Cyborg since it was new.
Yeah, he had the gun, and he would rotate the whole barrel.
I vaguely remember what you're talking about, but like I said, I have not seen Cyborg since it was new.
Come on, Internet Firearms Database, don't let me down. Well, apparently you're my ex-wife. I see how it is.
Just a huge disappointment all around.
I didn't even get the right Internet Firearms. Is it INFDB?
IMFDB.org.
Really? Internet is 2 words? You fucking dicks. Halfway there. This is almost as complicated as that Cinemorgue.
Did you guys both see Infinity War, by the way?
I have
not yet. Maybe Tuesday.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's a paintball gun. Oop.
That's too funny.
Put that phone anywhere. All right, so it's a fake ass paintball gun that has 4 barrels. My bad. Boy, do I feel stupid.
Really interesting one, Jay. Look up the rifle from Deep Rising.
Deep Rising, deeper. Oh, that fucking thing. Shoots 90 rounds out of a regular magazine, but it's got a gap. Oh, jeez. Yeah, these are paintball guns. Because what's his fake? The guy with the eyeballs. They all have eyeballs, but the guy with the Colored Eyes, who's in 4 movies in the 90s, has a 6-barrel, same thing. So it's a SMG 60. Yeah, I got nothing. All right. Deep Rising up next. Treat Williams for a while was making like the weirdest movies because they all had like cutouts from other movies in them.
Yeah.
I watched one of his movies and it had like the action scene from Last Action Hero where it ends with the dynamite in the ice cream truck that shoots a frozen ice cream cone in the back of Discount Jackie Chan's head.
I was going to say that sounded a lot like the Last Action Hero era where everything just kind of borrowed from each other.
No, it was like completely stolen. I saw the back of Arnold's head like 3 times. It's like they just rented the same car and then stole the scene. I don't remember what movie it was for.
You know, movie theaters should get in, or movie production companies should get on that and just, realize the cost savings of just multiple angles used in different films.
Well, Al Gore did that for
universes.
Like an Inconvenient Truth. He stole the beginning of The Day After Tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that recently too, because for whatever reason, the lefties have started complaining about how conservatives don't believe in global warming and how stupid they are for not believing in global warming. And then I was thinking, but Al Gore was categorically proven completely and 100% wrong.
Yeah, it just took time. We're there. We are in the future. Yeah. When Al Gore was born, there were 7,000 polar bear left. And now there are only 30,000 polar bear left.
Well, and now that the seasons are changing, we're going to start getting the reports from high summer in the Antarctic where everything is melted, and it's horrible because everything in the Antarctic is melted right before it starts to refreeze. And then we'll switch over to the North Pole where everything is starting to melt because it's switching into summer. So
one of my favorite things about it, just in general, God damn it. Hey, Constantine.
He hasn't said anything yet. So wait for the awkward interruption.
Hey, Dr. Mitchell. Is when the global warming summits kept getting snowed out for 3 years running. It was so funny and then they had to change it to climate change because it sounded like really bad that the warming summit kept getting snowed. Shut up! I'm still talking. That they kept getting. Oh man, that was just it was really funny. All right, go ahead.
You were saying, Constantine?
Sorry, you cut out there, but aren't they doing climate crisis now?
Yeah, well, because if it's not a crisis, then they can't take governmental action and impinge on your freedoms. So of course it's got to be a crisis. Now, I'm old enough to remember when Newsweek was reporting about the impending, coming ice age.
Yeah, my dad used to talk about it.
That's how old you are. I distinctly remember that being discussed in school, how that if we don't clean up our act, everything's just going to freeze over.
Mm-hmm. They didn't even have Berettas. They used freaking Tauruses in Deep Rising. That's just sad.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I signed up to get a free Kimber today.
Yeah, probably not going to win it, but okay.
No, I know I'm not going to win it, but it doesn't hurt to sign up.
I was at a family Christmas party, and we were like $70 short of our windfall for coming even at last year's party. So everyone like brought junk that they didn't want anymore for a raffle, and you bought raffle tickets, and you got like $5, gave you like 15 raffle tickets, and 13 of my 15 raffle tickets won prizes. I felt like such an asshole. It was just my family, like literally everyone who's known me since birth, and I'm raking it in with spending $5. I felt so dumb. I had to send other family members up to pick up stuff. Like, just go get whatever you want. I don't care. Like, I literally want nothing that's on this table. Like, my cousin ended up picking up a flower that you light, and the petals fall apart, and it's a birthday thing. Like, what the fuck am I going to do with that? I felt terrible, though.
So they were regifting their winnings to raffle.
I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of Christmas presents from the year before in there too. But yeah, they were raffling them off.
Usually the
Some
way
of the
that
stuff was really good. Like a lot of my family works on promotions and stuff like that, so there were like really nice laptop bags. And there was also things like the year before's like s'more maker. I'm like, yeah, that's probably spoiled now. How long do Hershey's last?
Well, Hershey's will last forever. They're mostly chemical at this point.
Well, they use what is it? Soured milk. That's how they're able to last so long.
Pre-sour milk.
No, seriously, that's how they do it.
Yeah, Europeans do not like Hershey's because it tastes weird to them.
Yeah, because it's soured milk. That's why. It doesn't last. It lasts longer because it's already soured. I had to write a whole book report on Milton Hershey.
It comes pre-disgusting. Go ahead and eat it.
Well, they say it tastes like what is it? The Parmesan cheese. You know, Parmesan cheese can sometimes smell like throw up.
Yeah.
Europeans say it tastes the way that Parmesan cheese smells.
Parmesan cheese is awesome.
On certain things. I don't think I'd want to put it on chocolate.
You think that yet?
Now I have to try it. Damn it. So I can say definitively that it is fucking disgusting. But the Kimber thing, I signed up for it. I don't even want a Kimber. I don't like Kimbers that much. Not that they make a bad gun. It's just I find them clunky and bulky.
Expensive.
But I figure if I can get a free Kimber, I can then take that to the gun store and actually get a gun I want.
How much is this going to cost you? Like 50, 60 bucks?
The cheaper the better, I say.
Well, I figure it's like my mom won a Ford Ranger from MGM Casino, or one of the casinos in Detroit, and she had to pay the taxes on it, and it was like ended up being like $3,000 for her free car. So I figure you at least have to pay FFL, like transfer tax and everything.
Yeah.
Right. No, I figured it cost me about $100 to. Let's say it's $1,000 for because that's what they're offering us. Up to $1,000, get the gun you want. I'm like, okay, well, I'm obviously going to pick the most expensive thing you're offering because it's technically free, but then I got to pay the taxes and transfer fees or whatever. Then take it in, trade it in on something I actually want.
If you know the FFL, you don't have to pay transfer fees. At least I don't.
I'm sure I could find one that would do it for me.
Yeah.
So did we get anywhere with this?
No, not really. I mean, we kind of had it out in the Twitter fight that nobody who might
it wasn't
ever
a fight.
listen.
It was a discussion to me. So
yeah, I wouldn't consider it a fight either.
Yeah, that's what the loser says.
So who's the loser?
I wouldn't say it was a fight. I mean, he hit me 6 times and I fell to the ground crying, but it was more like a reasonable discussion between 2 adults.
It resulted in a better understanding of what the nature of a firearm is. And apparently it all resides in a little hook called a sear.
Yep. Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
The sear is what controls the hammer from being released.
Now I really want to go to Home Depot and build a stupid ghetto shotgun.
Well, we all know that's
Royal
not going to happen. ATFB or whatever the hell your name is. What are they now? I kept calling them BFAID because they added explosives, but it's ATFE, isn't it? The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
BAFTI.
Fucking feds. Bunch of pigs.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's talking shit about Biden and that his when his microwave breaks, he knocks on the neighbor's doors and says, "Can you microwave this pot pie for me?" And it reminds me of he actually went down for the Florida hurricane last year, and his girlfriend had to rig his her car with a the amp and a generator, so in case the power went out at the hotel, she could plug the microwave into her setup. He could still eat. Who the hell brings microwavable food to a hurricane party? Bryden, that's who.
Well, isn't pot pie a little too ethnic for his tastes?
Depends. Is it shepherd's pie? No, he's actually as freaking awful as he is. I love the guy. The only thing that really gets to me is his vegetarianism.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, the blacks.
So
I get
he's
it.
fucking retarded.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes. It's like no. I mean, the blacks, like, I get it. And the Jew hating, yeah, the oven. But I swear to God, if you show one more cauliflower pizza, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I couldn't imagine being more bored with food.
I would explain why he's so damn skinny.
He's not. He's not. It's just like lower than the camera. He's got the hips of Roseanne.
He's got hips like battleships.
No, he's not. I like to make fun of him for being fat though, but wish he'd watch this just so he could see me insulting him. But he was actually a trained chef originally, like 16 through like 22.
Him go vegetarian?
The trained chef part. Like he eventually got sick of meat. Like it was just a thing. Like I know a couple of black girls who are the daughters of like Baptist preachers, and they can't stand fried chicken because they spent Sundays just frying chicken all day. So it's disgusting to them. It's like a bad memory. Like, show us on the doll where Colonel Sanders touched you.
I can understand that.
So, and the same thing happened with Brian, apparently. Like, it just...
So he doesn't even eat fish?
Eats cheese, like, just blocks. He's a fucking weird dude.
Well, that's vegetarian, not vegan. Yeah, I mean, there's a huge difference there. Vegan is ultra stupid.
Where did we end up on the wanting to have a conversation with Vegan Gains thing? Was anybody a taker?
What about Vegan Gains? Because we don't need to summon him.
Was it you, Josh, or was Garrick who asked, like, would you just have a conversation with Vegan Gains? I'm like, no.
It was me.
No, I wouldn't. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's not say his name again, because I hear if you say his name the third time, he's
say
like
it thrice.
Candyman.
Yeah.
He'll have to appear. And he'll have to tell us about his mad games and his dumpster diving adventures. And how we're appealed to nature fallacy and all that bullshit.
Speaking of fallacies, Matt did the Mother's Day thing from Next Gen. There we go.
What was that?
Did the Mother's Day thing from Next Generation, and I gave up like halfway through counting the fallacies in that minute-long clip. Like you start with the Mother's Day, Next Gen USA, or Next Gen America.
Kid about the GOP.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see it? I put it in chat.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, I'm busy building a house. You know, you can buy houses.
Yeah, you can. They're really expensive. You should try it sometime.
No.
I plan on selling houses, but that's aside the point.
Now my wallet's crying.
Hey,
week and a half and I'll have money.
Hey, at least you got a sweet game of God of War.
I do. I gotta get back to that.
Did you buy him the game?
Back to that.
No. Almost did.
I gave him $50 toward it.
My coworker at work just got that too, and he says it's really good. I'm still just not wanting to pay $60 for it.
if you can get past the fact that the kid knows all the things you don't, it's really good. But there was a point when I first started out, I'm like, why can't I throw my axe at a guy and then he moves to the side and I miss, and then I summon it back, and in that time frame he has moved into basically what would be the path of the axe, and it doesn't hit him.
Here now.
I'm like, what the hell? Why can't my axe hit you on the way back? And then like an upgrade later, it starts hitting everybody on the way back. It's like a boomerang that sticks people out on the way back. Like, that's better. Thank you, second chance marker or whatever you are.
Yes, Jenny, apparently Bryden is in fact a vegetarian.
Wait, I'm a vegetarian?
No. Bryden.
How did you get Bryden out of... What did you get? Clifford? What? Josh? I don't know how you got Bryden. Or
I heard
any
Red.
we call it. Oh, Red. Okay. This freaking Brazilian guy getting shot by this broad is everywhere. It's been on my timeline for 4 freaking days.
Oh, where she pulls out a gun and shoots the guy when he at the crosswalk there? That one?
Almost gets run over, yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair,
did that guy die?
No, he was shot in the lung. He's probably fine.
Yeah. Why you don't attack people? Case in point.
No.
There's a lot of shit being talked about. I don't know what Stormy Daniels' lawyer's name is. I mean, it's right in front of me, and I still can't. Avenatti, Avenatti, whatever it is. How he happened to pick up a new client the same week he got a donation of $8 million to pay off his $4 million in back taxes for paying his employee's salary plus a $2 million loan from his law firm. And like, what's going on here now?
The new client his last name is Soros, would be my guess.
And it's a strong possibility.
Yeah. Imagine my shock.
Surmise
said no one.
No, says a tool, usually.
I'm not tiny because I'm Asian. I'm tiny because you were.
We don't give her any play on this show. She's not done anything for us. We're not doing anything for her.
Who are you talking about?
Nikoko.
She said that as well?
That's where I saw it today.
Oh, I got it from NP Wojak. We should start doing what Stan does and just shilling the shit out of gigantic accounts that are much larger than our own.
Well,
guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you can send money to PewDiePie.
Yeah, like he needs the extra cash.
He totally does. Nah.
Well, at this point, I'd like to know what his financial situation is at this point, because he went from being on top to getting kicked in the nuts by the frickin' Wall Street Journal, and YouTube's demonetization thing has probably not been kind to him.
Oh, poor fella, down to second place. It's got to be weird though to lose out to a kid who unwraps presents.
I thought he lost out to a Paul.
No, God no. It's some little Asian kid who unwraps presents and is happy about it, which has got to be an improvement from making the presents.
I wish I had had. I really wish I had the epiphany of what YouTube could have been back in 2005 when they started. I would have put my kids on it day goddamn one. And exploited the hell out of them, and just not beat them like Daddy Fire.
No, Jenny. I didn't say Bryden was a vegetarian. I said he was a veterinarian. He's a white guy who served. proud of his race. Veterinarian. Yeah, he's a vegetarian.
Veterinarian. It's actually pretty good. I would clap that, but
I saw it on Family Guy today.
Oh yeah, that's a Seth MacFarlane joke.
It is, and it was even better too because it was followed up. Yeah, I know, but it was followed up by because they were at the Brian was at the dog the veterinarian, and then he goes, "Is this where the veterinarians meet?" She goes, "No, that's next door. This is a veterinarian." And she goes, and then someone comes out and goes, "I'm here for the German Shepherd." And he goes, "That's me." It's a different German guy. And he goes, "This is a very confusing waiting room." And I was like, that's the funniest thing I've seen on your show.
Yeah, that's funny. 3 different ways. That's great.
Yeah. I was like, do you get a new writer? What's going on here? This is good.
See, I think Seth might be one of those guys that drinks the liberal Kool-Aid just enough to get by and stay in everybody's good graces, but I don't know that he's 100% on board with it. He makes too many very prescient jokes.
Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to give him too much credit. Oh, good. Raggle's here.
He's a comedian. He can't be hardcore anything and still be a good comedian.
Well, he did have Rush Limbaugh on his show, much to everybody's chagrin.
Yeah.
I still prefer South Park, where they're like, "Oh, George Clooney, you're really popular right now and want to be on the show. You're going to be a dog. You're just going to say bark. I wiped my ass with you."
I do.
Sounds like he's in a snowstorm.
I can't use my phone in the office because I start roboting like a motherfucker.
This is so much better.
What do you want, quiet and broken or loud and, understandable?
I want Constantine levels of call-in show.
I can't.
You're too down from that. Bring it up a notch.
Okay, did y'all finish discussing the damn binary trigger?
Yes.
Okay.
It was never technically the binary trigger. We went in a whole different stupid direction.
Yeah.
Okay,
We went multiple barrels.
Well, the only thing with the binary trigger was that the second action can take place entirely mechanically without the involvement of a completely separate system to block that.
Well, that's actually technically no, it can't. You still have to release it.
Well, what I'm saying is a release action doesn't require a human to be present.
Kind of does.
It actually requires the human figure to not be present.
Let's put it to you this way. Say you have a zip tie, and you would zip tie the trigger depressed. If you had a full auto weapon, it would keep firing. With a binary trigger, it doesn't.
Well, that's a good point.
That's kind of my way of testing it.
Don't.
Well, because that's fine, because then as we were talking about before, that re-engages the sear, which is fine. But the release action of a binary trigger, it being released, is fully mechanical because the trigger is still on a spring. And
so is depressing a trigger.
Right, but you have to willfully, like I said before, a gun will not pull the trigger itself, but left in a natural state, the trigger will release by itself.
Yeah, but you can hold down the trigger on a pump-action shotgun, and every time you cock it, it'll fire when you fully stroke the...
if it doesn't have a disconnector there, Jay.
My Mossberg doesn't have a disconnector.
What is it?
There's a few shotguns that don't have disconnectors. They're very few and far between.
Is it your Winchester?
No, my Winchester has a disconnector.
Grandpa Winchester. My 590 doesn't.
I say a cheap Mossberg. I know that cheap Mossbergs don't have them.
My 500 has them. Has it?
I don't know if my 500 does or not. My 590 doesn't. And that's a more expensive one. Because it was twice the price of my cheap one.
As far as I'm aware, there's the Ithaca, the Model 1897, and some shotguns from the 60s, and
Some
40s, and 50s that didn't have disconnectors, but after a certain point, they had to do disconnectors. Besides, slam fire is not necessarily a good thing.
Depending.
It's kind of hard on the action.
Well, I wouldn't imagine you would want a gun to fire like that because the cartridge wouldn't necessarily be 100% seated when it's firing.
It's going to be locked, but just for a brief second.
Mm-hmm. So, where are we on the JQ? Is that what we're talking about
now? Not on this stream, sir.
Oh, well, I got one tomorrow anyway.
We have apparently a new embassy that has caused all sorts of trouble.
6 million wasn't enough. Who said that?
No, that was you. Constantly.
Speaking of,
you hate the Hebes.
What are we doing Wednesday with no call-in show?
Oh, there is no call-in show. I missed last week too. I'm gonna have like a drought.
I think I got another show on that I kind of like go back and forth between, so probably gonna watch that.
And I guess the bigger question is the last time this happened, Jay, is you filled in for Blonde. Why is that not happening?
Oh, Matt wanted a day off, so he's taking a Wednesday off. And I didn't do a very good job either.
I thought you did fantastic.
No, my Discord sucks when YouTube's running, and I was maintaining a presence in the chat room, which lagged my YouTube or lagged my Discord, so I was in and out. But yeah, we had the whole. That's where the Meatloaf commentary comes from. Was the last time they met up? That was 10 months ago. Jeez, haven't been invited on since. Wonder what that's about.
Do you
like most of a
pop
year?
Out chat?
Anything. I can't even do Twitter while on Discord. It takes so much.
That's a bitch.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Jenny.
Hey, speaking of Matt, are y'all going to his hangout in a little bit? Vacation?
I never go to his hangouts. I think they're awful.
I don't spend enough. I $1. That's my limit.
But hey, say hi to Stan for me.
What? Yeah, Stan will definitely be there. We should all invade. What time does it start, Garrett?
9 o'clock.
So it's already started.
9 o'clock. Whose time?
Yeah, whose time?
Oh, that's true. God damn it. No,
because it might already be mostly over if it was 9 o'clock Eastern.
No, wait. It's 7 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock my time. So isn't he only an hour behind?
Aren't you in a new time zone?
I'm the only one who switches. Hang on.
We all switch. You're the one who doesn't switch.
Well, that's true too. I'm always on Mountain Standard. All right, where the hell is Matt's page?
It's annoying because I have a time zone for Facepalm, so I know where he is. I got a time zone on my phone for Coopers, who I haven't talked to in a while. Wonder what he's up to. And then
we're already late. It's 9 p.m. Eastern time, so it's already almost over.
Yeah. So there's no chance you're getting in.
I'll go on tomorrow. It starts at 6. So.
No, tomorrow is at 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's like 11 Pacific.
Yeah, I have a hangout with him tomorrow night.
I didn't schedule
one-on-one.
Oh, I'd like to brag about stupid shit. Love you.
I know you do.
Nice circle of love.
So, who here loves John McCain?
He is the greatest politician of our time.
As far
Man
as
is a god among men.
Globalist cuck.
All right. So here's the
out.
thing. Here's the thing that kills
Wait,
me
did you
about
read
John
that article?
McCain is John McCain. The reason, like, 90% of POW people are not as damaged as he is, because after a round of torture, they gave up their information. They got tortured, a couple bones broken, wrist, ankle, knee, whatever. They gave up their information, and that was that. Torture does work. It's just proven. McCain, as soon as he got there, gave up all the information that he had without any torture. That is why he is so fucked up. He couldn't contradict himself because he'd already given the right information.
Yeah. He had to come up.
So-
He had to come to terms. He still hasn't come to terms with that.
Yeah.
That he gave up information. He broke.
So I want to know, like, they're like, John McCain had the chance for an early release and he didn't take it. I'm like, who says that? Does the State Department say that, or does John McCain say that? Because that's one of those two are a politician. I'm not likely to trust that.
Let's not forget that his father at the time was a admiral in the theater.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know who is saying that there was the chance for him to get an early release. Is it like the people who worked on the exchange program, or is it John McCain? Because I can't find that information anywhere. It was like a surprise to hear that there was the chance that he had early release possibility.
Supposedly, it was corroborated by some people that were also POWs that got released when he didn't. But as to what was never stated, basically the facts were they thought he was going to come out. He had the opportunity, quote unquote, to be released, but ended up not being released at the same time as these other guys. So they were the ones saying, well, it looks like he could have come out, but he didn't for some reason, and that's the corroboration. But never has it been discussed why or why not he wasn't released.
Yeah, I kind of side with Trump with the whole I prefer war heroes who weren't caught. Because there's those guys, like there was a Russian guy who called in an artillery strike on his own position.
On himself.
Yeah, instead of getting captured to take out, and he ended up killing like a huge number of freaking bad guys too. So kudos for you, buddy.
I think it was 13 with a 9.
Yeah, I'm assuming your name is Igor, but or Sergey. Maybe it's Igor Survey Igor. But yeah, there are guys who save the last bullet for themselves or go down fighting. Those are heroes. You know,
well, again, I think with McCain, the question becomes: he served he served under his father in the theater. He was definitely a veteran. The question is he a hero at any level? What did he do that was heroic? And
did he Bergdahl it up?
I don't know.
Hey, Charlie, here's our plans for the next month. Got these from my dad.
And I don't want to say
stop it.
All I know is that the things that are being said today on the news about McCain, and apparently somebody said something in a private meeting that Megan now wants a public apology for, which is bullshit. Apparently Cindy got some general fired from Fox News as a correspondent or a pundit or whatever he was because he
told
said
the truth too much. He
Yeah,
called
he told-
Songbird, not John.
Right. Now, I don't want to be too mean to Cindy or Megan because losing a family member fucking sucks.
Yep.
Period. But I can sympathize with them saying, I'm sorry your father's going to die. I'm sorry your husband is going to die because of his cancer. That really sucks. But at the same time, as an Arizona voter, motherfucker needs to step down and get his ass replaced, because as soon as he's done, my condition improves as an Arizona voter. So say what you want about the personal loss and tragedy of John McCain dying to his family members. That's completely separate from the situation in the U.S. Senate as a public figure, whether he's going to be, whether we're going to be better off with him without him there. And I think 100%, as soon as he carks it or retires, we're already in a better position.
And let's be realistic. We're not calling for the death of 25-year-old Meghan McCain, or how old she is. I don't give a shit. But no, it's an 80-year-old man who has screwed over the GOP repeatedly while claiming to be the maverick. Like you have the Arizona GOP by the balls. That's the only reason.
He really does. He really does. He's got the machine here in the state wrapped up and working 100% for him and whatever his agenda may be. Mm-hmm. And not that that's going to go away when he does, but at least the opportunity for it to go away.
He was the Hillary of the GOP. It was a state
in Arizona. Yeah, absolutely. He took whatever Goldwater had and then rejiggered it and twisted it for his own purposes. Even my son agrees. He's an idiot.
So does McCain...
I don't have a lot of faith in your woke 8-year-old.
My woke 8-year-old knows what's up, guys.
I care as much what he says as what I care about what Adolf Hogg says.
No comment.
Which is one of my favorite. I don't talk to the guy, but he's one of my favorite super chatters from the Beauty and the Beta. I think that's a good name. Him and the Coward Liberius. I like those two names. There's also a guy who used to be around called Dave Ruck, the Rave Cuck or something like that, or Rave Duck or something like that. That was a funny name too. Anybody with anything before I go into my list of the 5 next favorite names?
No.
Oh, did you see the tweet from David Hogg the other day? What did he say?
No. Also,
yeah, I know.
Josh, stop tweeting Kyle freaking Cashew. I don't care.
I can agree with some of the things he says. I don't care if it upsets you. Facts don't care about your feelings. I hate to quote fucking Shapiro, but you made me fucking do it. Look what you made me do.
By Goldberg, guys. I also hate quoting Shapiro.
How dare you shill for Shapiro? God damn it! Speak already.
We need to take a minute and talk about our sponsors, Birch Gold.
What about
Alex Jones is fake, but what he's not fake about? Buying a purple mattress to everybody.
Hey, purple mattresses are pretty comfortable. And he shills
well,
for
you've
Helix,
got one, don't you?
Sir.
Right.
He shills for Helix sleep, by the way. Not purple.
Who does purple mattress?
Alex
Where'd you
Jones.
buy a purple mattress for? No, I don't think so. He's all about bone broth.
Oh, somebody shills for purple.
Purple shills.
Bowl and Branch. You double up Helix Sleep and Bowl and Branch all in one go.
Is Helix Sleep an air mattress or a mattress?
It's a mattress.
Okay.
Now, you at one point wanted to talk about Milo Yiannopoulos there, Raggle. What was up on that one?
Milo? No, I said David Hogg.
No, that was
tweeted to the people who bought rifles in fear of us going after your guns, please be safe and responsible. And he wrote save, not safe.
Yeah, well,
bastard.
I just think it's hilarious that he's still out there trying to say that we're not.
He's bringing out the grammar Nazi in me.
He's bringing out the regular
You're not
Nazi in me.
taking your guns.
He can't be real. This guy
Except
has
for guns
to
taking
be.
guns.
Yeah.
No, what happened with David Hogg is he was groomed to be this little bastard, and he just happened to hit the spotlight a couple of years too early. Like he was waiting for his like second year in college to start a revolt. Like he was waiting for a sombrero to walk by the week before Halloween, and he was going to be in the spotlight.
Yep.
Yeah, he burned his candle at both ends with a welding torch.
Yep. Well, and you can see him striving to gain the relevance he had a couple of months ago in his tweets. He's like, please pay attention to me again. Please pay attention to me again.
Yeah, it's rather sad and yet oh so enjoyable.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do
he
feel
just needs
bad
to go
for him a
away.
level.
Don't go away mad, just go away.
What's crazy about it is his little sister Lauren is a freshman. Numbnuts shot up the freshman building, but neither of them were in class that day, and she has a post about
coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. Where was Kyle Kajuv, the Jew? No,
Aren't most of them Jews? Wasn't school like 50% Jew?
Apparently, there's a freaking Holocaust class.
I'd like to reiterate my support for our Israeli overlords.
But yet, you want to kill George Soros, which yeah.
No, I don't want to kill George Soros. I want to kill his children.
Big difference.
Yeah, he's dying pretty soon anyway. So
I was gonna say, he'll check out in the next couple of years on his own. I don't need to hurry that up. I need to make sure that whatever operation he's got in the works for when he does pass falls apart before he dies. With not enough time for him to fix it.
Do you really think he's going to live forever? His kids, or?
Once I download my consciousness.
He drinks the blood of Virgin Goyim. That's how he stays alive.
Well, he's already got two sons that are starting to do the same things he's been doing.
Hold on, we're going through a tunnel.
Yeah, well, I was also walking into the kitchen, so deal with it.
Yeah. Speaking of, Mercedes put out a tweet about her fountain of youth. You'll never guess what it is.
Sperm?
Yeah, lots and lots of sperm.
Yeah,
which I kind of have to disagree with, because I've seen a couple of women who've taken a lot of sperm over the years, and they do not look as healthy as you think they would.
Well, the trick is not to swallow. You got to rub it in like a lotion. Apparently.
That explains your youthful appearance.
Oh.
And explains your lack of.
Oh my insult? Was that an? Not sure.
That was an insult.
Of sorts.
That I don't get splooged all over?
No, you just look old and ugly.
You got me there, fella. I mean,
you take what you can get, right?
No one's came all over this face.
Anywho.
Burn.
Is he on the 50-yard line or what?
Yes.
Do what?
The kid needs fat. Give me that.
Oh, time for pot pie. Or, not pot pies. Stouffer's mac and cheese.
Ooh, that's fancy.
It's fancy. I was watching a video that had Stouffer's mac and cheese in it, and they cut it up and they deep fried it. I was like, yeah, just not buying Stouffer's.
You're talking pretty dirty there, Jay Fry.
Yeah. Just slide it into that grease. Yeah, nothing. What are we doing? This is boring.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to sort out a hose.
A hose?
A brand new hose that I bought.
Oh. Trying to sort out hose?
Yeah. She's just
Keep your
she's
pimp
not
hands
turning tricks
strong.
like I thought she was.
Damn it. Man, strengthen that pimp hand.
Keep your pimp
Yeah,
hands
one
strong.
might think that.
It's been a pretty slow week of news, really. I mean, other than Trump winning and winning and winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
A lot of foreign
know.
policy, which is
I find
over my
a
head.
lot of this winning pretty suspicious. I mean, what's he winning for, huh? What's that about? Is he trying to distract from the Russian collusion investigation we haven't found anything on?
Hey, Mueller's closing in. Okay, we gotta watch it.
Did you see that the
No, he's
Russians
distracting
called
from their. Go ahead.
the Russians called his bluff on the grand jury, and they basically came back and said, okay, if you want to indict us, then we as defendants, we now get access to everything you have. Go ahead and give that to us so we can defend ourselves. And he's like, well, I don't know about that. Maybe we don't give you all that.
No, I think he's just distracting from the inevitable massive loss for the midterms.
What are you guys thinking about the blue wave?
Not at all.
I was. Go ahead, Constantine.
No, go on.
I was expecting, I don't know, the tidal wave that struck Japan, and all we got was just a splash at the pool from somebody doing a cannonball.
Typical high
If
tide.
that.
Well, okay, so anybody here got races happening in their neck of the woods for the midterms?
Yeah.
Corker gave up his seat because he was the only anti-Trump, and Tennessee wasn't having that. He's going to get replaced with a Republican. I don't. No one is going anywhere. But I don't see.
Brown.
Same here with Flake. I mean, Flake's going to get replaced with either Kelly Ward or the fighter pilot chick whose name eludes me.
Damn it! I just saw something about her too.
Sally. No, not Sally. What the hell is her name?
I don't think it's Sally.
No, it's not Sally.
She was shooting guns or something.
She's a fighter pilot. Technically, Sheriff Joe is in the mix there, but I don't think anybody in their right mind will vote for him in the primary.
Isn't he like 82?
Yeah, he's old as dirt, and he's just running. Martha McSally, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be Martha McSally or Kelly Ward. Technically, Kristen Sinema is running, but nobody's going to vote.
Oh, the Democrat? Fuck that lady. Yeah. Depending on what type of bucket McCain kicks in the next couple of months, it could be both.
Well, that's what I was saying to somebody earlier today too. Is like, why are you guys pissing and moaning between McSally and Ward? I'm like, you're both going to end up there. It's just a matter of when.
Yep.
But I don't think we have any representatives that are up.
Every representative's up every 2 years.
Yeah, but it's the Senate that we're worried about, and the only thing that's really there is it's like seven Republicans and like 26 Democrats. It's like it's a really bad year.
Yeah, 2-1 defending with like half the budget.
Yeah. Like we got it's going to be $47 trillion in spending over the next 10 years, and we can't find $25 billion for the wall. This is beyond ridiculous. I want the wall. But then these guys are like, Trump doesn't do the wall, I'm not going to vote for him. I'm like, who the fuck else are you going to vote for? Like, it's Trump 2020.
They have a point, because part of the reason Hillary McButtfuck lost because people were so sure that she was going to win that they didn't bother to go vote. So if you get people that are going to be like, if they don't have that horrible person to vote against, they won't necessarily go vote for anybody else. So
the only people Democrats can run at this point are horrible and will make Trump look like a saint and just amazing in comparison. I'm calling that right now. They're going to run some chucklefuck like Kamala Harris, and he's going to wipe the floor with whoever it is.
That's the thing, though. I elected a president. I did not elect a saint. I don't give a shit what he did as a businessman 8 years ago. That's not really my concern. I don't care that he was a birther.
Yeah.
There,
Who was that other
still
guy
not
that's
convinced
supposed
he
to be
wasn't
running?
a birther. Which one?
Tears of Rage. Who was that?
Cory Booker.
Oh, Cory Booker.
Cory Booker. Yeah.
Booker Harris 2020.
My buddy T-Bone.
Jesus.
I have tears of rage. Well,
I never actually
I
saw
suppose
that.
that's better than Streets of Rage, but sure, we'll go with that.
I can't think of anybody that's going to be impervious to another Trump campaign.
And, I mean, the Democrats are so divided. I mean, they don't have a solid base. Like, Trump, love him or hate him, he's created some unity within the Republican Party. I mean, the Democrats, half people don't even know who fucking Tom Perez is. And then you have Bernie, who's the most popular. He's not even a Democrat. He's also going to be 78 by the time it happens, so good luck trying to run him again.
And so is Trump.
No, Trump is going to be 74 by the time of 2020.
Well, how old is
he's
Pocahontas?
71. You know,
Pocahontas is like in her late 70s.
She's 71
too.
right now.
Okay, she's in her early 70s. So yeah, Pelosi's a joke. Feinstein's too old.
Maxine Waters.
Yeah, please God,
James
do
Brown.
that. Please. Let's have President Maxine goddamn Waters.
Oh, Jesus.
President James Brown, Maxine Waters.
My problem, all right, one of my biggest problems is, do you guys like your congressman?
No. I
Yes.
like my local congressman, but my two senators are just fucking shit.
I didn't care for my senators, but my congressman was Thaddeus McCotter. I love that guy. And while I'm like, every fucking person in Congress sucks, well, except my guy. My guy's all right. But I kind of feel like most people are the same way. Like they personally like their congressman, which kind of makes the reason San Francisco is Nancy Pelosi's territory. But it's like, how can you like these people? So even though we see Kamala Harris or Nancy Pelosi as just awful, atrocious, criminal human beings, people do like them. I don't see how you can like Keith Ellison.
Right.
But he's got his support. I mean, obviously he's there. But I wouldn't trust these politicians. Not a one of them with my kid. Sarah Palin, maybe.
Only because she was a mom.
Yeah, and probably because they're about as smart as each other. But no, I'm just not. I would like Sarah Palin is like shooting wolves from helicopters, but I really like. I look at each one and I go, would I trust them to watch my kid? Like, no, I'd want my kid watching them. That's how bad they are.
Well, I mean, people are gonna like you regardless, depending on what.
That is a lie.
Name. You're gonna have like a floor. Like 30% of the people are gonna support you by default just because of your party affiliation.
40. It's 40, 40, 20.
Ah.
I like my congressman all right. But what I really like is the guy who's the congressman for the next district over, which is like 2 miles down the road. He's like way better than my own.
I'm in the exact same case right there.
My congressman had a band called the Second Amendments. Stood up on the floor of Congress and said, Republicans like children, and not just with a side of fries.
Jesus.
He was
That's
talking about like No Child Left Behind. Yeah.
Damn.
I love that guy.
Can I introduce a new topic, or are we still?
Yeah. Well, no, we're just shooting the shit at this point. My
I
title
didn't care for the last topic. It was mine.
We never stay on topic anyway. So
I have to
Jay Bird's
say,
School of
I have
Podcasting.
been, I have to say, I have been noticing a very disturbing thing as of recent, especially within the past couple months. in Oklahoma, I'm seeing a shit ton more California plates.
Oh, fuck.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
And
Really?
you'll get exactly
Oklahoma?
no sympathy from me, sir.
They're going to bring their shitty ideas with them. They're doing the same thing in Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico. I mean, New Mexico's already shit, but point still stands. That's what's been happening in Colorado.
They're
But New
trying
Mexico's
to
not
do
a Republican bastion.
Yeah, that's
Like-
right. I mean, thank the demographics
I mean,
for that.
we're one of the most red states in the nation.
Yeah, just behind us.
just
Suck a
because
dick. But they tried to ever since
make
like
a
it was like the
racist joke
week
and it
after.
gets no play. I swear to God.
I didn't hear it. What?
I said
No,
that's just because of the Indians.
Yeah. Both of them. The
Dot and
The-
feather.
Not and feather. The like it was like the week after the election, Obama's like chief strategist was on the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, and they were already talking about turning Texas blue.
Good luck.
And I was like,
It
no,
was
stupid.
purple.
Texas has always been blue. They
Yeah.
didn't start voting Republican until Reagan. They're not Republicans. They're classical liberals. Your party has just gone so stupid since Carter that they look and they go, you have nothing I want. These assholes over here, they got like 3 things I want. One of them's a sovereign border that's protected, the guns to protect them, and to stay the hell out of my business.
Yeah.
Those are 3 things I like. I don't give a damn about the ladies' restroom and who's in it. So you're not going to turn it blue. I mean, like you do have your bastions. You do have your bastions. You got Austin, you got San Antonio, you've got Houston. Those are
Houston,
part of
liberal
Dallas-Fort
depends
Worth.
on which part of Houston too. Houston's really split.
Yeah.
I would make the argument that the changing demographics will turn it blue.
Yeah, but the Hispanics that are moving in don't hold those values. That's what a lot of these stupid goddamn Democrats don't understand.
But they're
A lot of the
It's about Gibbs, though.
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't
They're
really
gonna
want
give
the
them
Gibbs.
what they want.
Yeah, I was going to say most Hispanics that immigrate here legally or illegally understand it's not the Gibbs, it's the getting. They're free to get, and they go out and get.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Civnat, so bring on the tacos. But
Tacos are delicious, okay?
they are freaking. I was gonna make
It's
food
like a
before.
cheap version of a sandwich.
I swear to God.
It's not superior. Sorry.
I fully plan to have a hamburger helper crunchy taco dinner after this. But I'm just. I don't know what happened. We were supposed to be starting in an hour, and I came in late, but so I had to put it off. It's just all thawing right now. Fuck, I love Mexican food. I like fake Mexican food. Like, I fully
Tex-Mex.
You like
appreciate that Taco
Tex-Mex.
Bell is the number one. No, because I don't care if I shit about corn in my freaking tacos. But no, it's fake as shit, man. I like real Mexican food doesn't have cheese on it. It's almost like devoid of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I love queso fresco.
Yeah, but I like a frick ton of mozzarella on everything, and then put under the broiler for 2 minutes. That's not authentic. It's like everything's topped with oregano as or cilantro. In authentic Mexican, I don't care for it. I don't like the tortillas. I like flour tortillas. They use corn tortillas. I like corn tortilla chips. I don't like corn tortillas. But like that is off topic. But here's what else I like. No, but they want the opportunity. That's what they're fleeing from. They're not getting the Gibbs in Mexico. They're busting their asses in Mexico. Most of them, and those are the ones I'm fine with. You can come here and you can work your ass off. I'm fine with that, but do not come here to live for free. And they're not doing that. They're not trying to get the housing or whatever. They're the ones who are taking over shitholes, basically, and living there. But you know what they're doing? They're fixing them up. Unlike the urban population, which wants the Gibbs and are fine with the shithole and just make them bigger shitholes. So as long as you're of Mexican descent and you don't embrace the cholo, come on over. Speak our language, pay taxes, don't be shitty human beings, and vote freaking
Oh, and learn how to drive.
And that's one thing where the Democrats, even though they're confused on why they're bringing them in here, are right. Most of them aren't bad people.
No.
Most of them just want an opportunity to work. Now, I still think that they need to do it fucking legally, but I don't begrudge. I understand why they want to do it.
I have far less of a problem with somebody who flies in from Mexico City to Phoenix, and you know, is inspected at the airport, checked in through customs, overstays their visa. I have far less of a problem with that, even though it's overstaying their welcome, than somebody sneaking across the border. That pisses me off.
Well, and
not only that, but
they won't ever talk about is the people coming across the border are committing a crime by coming across the border. But more than that, they're facilitating more crime by paying the coyotes and the cartels that they have to cross the cartel lands to even get to the border, let alone across it. And
most of them are carrying 20 pounds of weed with them, or various other drugs as a form of payment. Like yes, what they're doing at crossing a border, that's an illegal thing. But once they cross the border with their 20 pounds of meth or heroin or whatever the shit they have with them, whole different crime. I don't blame them for that. That's kind of part and parcel of the border crossing in itself. But then every day they're doing something illegal. They buy a car, that's illegal. They drive that car, that's illegal. They work in this country without having a social security number, that's illegal. Like, it's literally a crime. No matter what you say, we have it on the books. You have to be in this country with a state ID. They want to claim that's not a thing. It is a thing. You have to have a form of identification, or else we get to hold you. We can take you for 72 hours to prove your identity. And if your identity doesn't get proven, we still hold you. Yeah. My brothers, they're idiots, and they keep pretending to be each other. And it's a game of roulette to see if they sorted out the last issue they had with whatever their particular crime was. But they're in so much trouble so frequently that they manage to be like, I don't drive a car, so I couldn't have been arrested for a DUI. And they go in front of the court, and it's like, see, clearly that's not my picture. Or else they end up getting arrested. And I've literally had one of my brothers serve another brother's sentence because it was their sentence anyway.
Jesus, dude.
Damn. And the only reason that works out is because they're both roofers and don't have fingerprints. So you just start fingerprinting people after a month in jail when their fingerprints go back.
Or you just do their toes. Works just the same. Another problem we have here are Canadians that come down and retire here without the proper documentation too. So it's not just Mexicans that we have problems with here in Arizona.
Could do dental.
We have some older Canucks that are also part of the problem.
Boomer's a problem all around.
Yep.
Get no argument from me. So now that we've come to an awkward pause, anybody else got anything else they want to talk about?
Absolutely not.
Boomer.
We could talk about the possible upcoming Civil War.
Here? That's not happening. Everybody's too fat happy and watching the Kardashians.
Yeah,
wait until... What?
What's that?
Fat and happy watching the Kardashians, I think is where we ended.
Yeah.
No, I think you've got a lot of people that'd be pissed if he came after the guns, but that's beside.
They won't. Even if they try, they won't get enough traction to actually be a thing. They can say it all they want. They could be earnest all they want. They could even get a movement going. It's never going to be big enough to mount to anything. because they're literally going to have to start something like that in the big cities like San Francisco, Chicago, and New York, which already technically don't have guns, and people are going to see how it goes down with 30 cop raids on one individual home and have a problem with that.
That really sucks because the day before that raid happened, I was on a boat with my rifle and it fell off.
Yeah.
So.
Well, not only that, but then they have to know who's got the guns. How do they know?
In
who's
Michigan,
got the
they
guns?
do. In Michigan, you register your gun. It's state law. Tennessee, they don't give a fuck. In Tennessee, here's the weird thing in Tennessee: all receivers in AR receivers in Tennessee are pistols. They don't even have a selection. Yeah, they're all pistols. So you buy a receiver, you don't check whether it's a pistol or rifle. It's just a pistol. And if you
Is that
properly
can't sell to 18-year-olds?
Well, I thought the third option was firearm, which falls into neither category.
Nope, you only there's no box to check. They're all pistols.
Huh.
So I was like, yeah, I'm building a pistol with this AR, but I don't have I don't see a pistol option. And the lady was like, they're all pistols. I was like, why is that? She goes, that's the law. I'm like, that doesn't explain anything to me. Thank you. But yeah, so they're all pistols, and if you just happen to put a fully freaking stock and a rifle on it, then you're fine. So it would suck if they were all rifles, because then you can't go to pistol. But yeah, you can pistol all the way up to rifle, and they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit here. I've had a cop help me open up my gun safe in my car that was stuck.
Didn't he handcuff you?
No, that was back in Michigan, and he just wanted to see my gun. And I think he was just fucking with me, really. Like, he was like,
I was expecting that was besides the point.
I mean,
no,
that's what I would do if I was a cop. I'd fuck with you too.
Oh yeah, that's what happens when you like cop stops you and you just say stuff like "she looked 18." Like, officer, she looked 18. That's all I'm saying. Oh, my lawyer.
So Jenny, a while back, said that if she were forced to take a Holocaust class, she would have a pretty long list of questions for the teacher. I would go the other way with it and say, if we're going to have a Holocaust class, I want them to teach about the Holodomor at the same time. So let's talk about that instead.
It's literally the most insignificant mass casualty number that we have available. Like, aside from like Tiananmen Square, where it was 1. Like the next smallest freaking awful thing that happened is the Holocaust at something like 6 million. And that number
Armenia was 1.5 million, actually.
I'm talking about people.
Which one's that, Constantine?
Armenian genocide.
Okay, the Armenian genocide. What about the killing fields in Cambodia? That was less.
2 million.
Yeah, so we got a couple that are less.
But yeah,
when
do the genocides in Africa count?
When are those ever mentioned?
They're never mentioned. That's the point. That's why I was saying that if we're going to have a class on the Holocaust, I want a class on the Holodomor, I want a class on the Great Leap Forward, and I want a class on the killing fields of Cambodia.
Well, I'm saying it's not the biggest things they mention. It's not the smallest things they mention. It's the freaking Holocaust.
I wonder who is behind that.
Oh, Discord is updating their privacy policy. I'm actually looking at it.
The Holocaust gets focused on. I know you all aren't down with the Hebes, but I would imagine that the reason the Holocaust gets all the attention it does is because it was kind of the first.
No, it wasn't.
First what? Holodomor was 60 years earlier.
No, the Holodomor was
30,
just
20.
after.
No,
Holodomor.
You also have the
1933.
Armenian genocide, which was before the Holocaust.
During World
The
War I.
Holodomor was like from 1908 to 1933.
It couldn't be from 1908. The Tsar was still in. The Bolsheviks didn't even have control.
Until
They've been
late,
starving them for
It happened in
decades.
32 to 33. See, the famines before Stalin were just sheer incompetence. The one because of Stalin was actually deliberate because he was a bastard and the Ukrainians were separatists, so he starved them all out.
Allegedly.
No, that's pretty much well documented. They just never talk about it because
Speaking of well documented, we have like every train schedule of every transportation of Germans in Germany of the Jews. What we don't have any record of is the slaughter. You can see if you Google Jew tattoos.
This has gone shit in just record speed.
Fine, you know, fuck you. I'm fighting for the white race here.
Oh God, damn it, Jake! Right.
Jews are white when they need to be.
Yeah.
Fellow white people.
There's literally a group called it's not a group, it's a guy called Fellow White People, and he just has so much to work with. It's
yeah.
Every
Jay
day he's
some
got
of
new
his
stuff.
some of his jewels.
So who was it that was the biggest target of anti-Semitic hate in 2017? I can't remember.
That was Ben Shapiro.
Was it 2017 or 2016?
It might have been both. Probably was both.
Ben Shapiro, he's quite the target. I keep asking the question, what's a Jew doing around a Catholic priest? Huh? That's the Milo Yiannopoulos pedophile scandal. Like, if it wasn't for Father Mike, or whatever the fuck his name was.
Well, he is Jewish descent, but he was raised Catholic, so he's a Jesuit.
What can we talk about?
Milo.
What was the topic about Milo? Why did it get so much better recently? Oh, Constantine's gone. I see how it is.
Oh, he's back.
Damn it! What, Garrick, what was your Milo thing you wanted to talk about earlier?
I said nothing about Milo. You thought I said
I know.
Milo.
No, you did, but it was like a week ago, and I haven't been around really. So you had wanted to talk about my opinion.
I
came up on the call-in show.
Have talked about Milo. I really don't care. He's irrelevant nowadays anyway.
Well, I think that was what we were going to talk about. Remember how I had paid for the ticket when he was going to supposedly show up here in Phoenix?
He didn't show up because there was no drama.
Yeah, there was no drama to show up, and then it came back up on either the Sunday show or the call-in show where he ran into that altercation in the restaurant in New York. And I said, there is absolutely no way that wasn't planned, because he absolutely made sure that there was something going on in that restaurant when he picked it to go to eat at.
Now, whatever happened to that privilege grant money?
Yeah, well, he paid it back from the forward he got from the book that got canceled. So he's getting sued by whatever Johnson & Johnson.
Simon and Schuster?
Whatever. I knew it was something and something.
Simon and Garfunkel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Hall & Oates.
Hall & Oates. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's another one of those David Hogg types whose star has faded and he's grasping at getting any of it back.
Yep.
Which is why he was speaking at the March for Freedom in the UK.
Well, actually, this may sound weird, but before Kraut and T lost his shit, he made a pretty good video basically saying, yeah, this guy is just a fraud and attention whore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes one to know one, Kraut.
Yeah, I mean, but aside from who made it, it actually was pretty good.
We've been going for an hour and a half. I'm gonna take us off live and do whatever with the whatevers.
I don't need to be live to talk shit.
Yeah.
Do it live, fuck it.
Anybody got anything they want to say while we're still on air?
No.
Time travel turns your gay.
Okay. Well, we're ending it here then.
The Paranormy sign off.